So Rajiv here from Math Vibes, and earlier, if you're watching this video, Darius, Avinash, Zachary, where are they? All right, where are you guys? I hope you're seeing this. All right, okay. Here what? I'm going to look at quadratic inequalities first, and then I'm going to look at sum and product of roots. And I'm doing this mainly because Shania said you're doing it in school right now, right?
Yes, sir, inequalities.
Okay, good. I have a question. Do you all prefer the black paper or the white paper? Talk to me. Which one do you all prefer? Black or white?
Black.
Yeah, I hear Caleb say black. She an answer, what color do you prefer?
Okay, I prefer white, but I'm also
Okay, Shayna said white. Serena, you're the tiebreaker here.
I like white too.
Okay, sorry there, Caleb. We're gonna go with white. And I hope you're not feeling bad, right? And if it's white, it makes it easier to like photocopy and things, so that's a plus. Right. 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 So quadratic inequalities. So under this topic, guys, you have easy ones where it's just a quadratic, right? So you have cases where number one is just a quadratic, it's just a quadratic, and you have the harder example where it is more than a quadratic. It's represented as a rational expression, right? So rational inequality. Right. So Sheena, when I say just a quadratic, can you just give me a quadratic? Come on, put a quadratic for now. Give me a quadratic. Talk to machine. I'll give me a quadratic fast. Quick movements.
um okay eight x squared.
Give me numbers. Give me numbers. Give me numbers. Mm, give me numbers.
Okay. Um um um
I'll start you off, right? X squared. 1x squared. So 1x squared, right?
Oh, you just want the thing?
Yeah, just a quadratic expression with numbers. So like 1x squared plus.
Oh, um 5x.
And then we just say plus 6. Actually, yeah. Let us use that'll be 105, right? So let me just say, okay, I'll say 6, right? So Shayna, let's just say we have this quadratic. And you know how to solve a quadratic. You know how to solve a quadratic, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, when I say just a quadratic, you'll have a quadratic expression and it could be more than zero, it could be less than zero, it could be less than zero, or it could be, and you would have to solve this. You'd have to solve the range of solutions. That's what I mean. That's why when I say it's just a quadratic, it's literally just a quadratic. Now, let's look at rational inequalities now. Serena, if something is rational, if I could represent it as a what? Serena, do you know what I mean by rational? Talk to me, Serena. Do you know what I mean by rational?
I'm not sure.
Nah? Can I hear you properly? Say that again.
I said I'm not sure.
Okay, so something is rational if you could represent it as a fraction, right? So, Serena, when I say rational inequality, I mean something that would look like this. So it may be x plus 2 all over x plus 5, right? Might be more than 0. So these are the types you need to be accustomed with for add maths. Just a quadratic and a rational inequality. So let's start off with just a quadratic. All right, so Caleb, I want you to read this question for me.
Find the range of solutions that satisfy x squared minus 3x minus 10 is more than 0.
Okay, I want you to be honest with me. That hard? Like you understand anything of that? Or no?
No,
That's fine, right?
well, I mean, kinda.
All right. So Caleb, when you solve an equation, let's just say you have an equation like, x plus 3 is equal to 6. When you solve for it, right, you find any value
Yeah,
here that when you plug it in, you get back 6. So just by looking at this, what do you think the answer is?
3.
3. So you understand that if I plug in 3, it would be equal to 6, right?
Yes,
So we want to figure out the values for x that when I plug it in, it would be what?
more than 0.
Right. So that's going to be a range of solutions. Check for instance, if I change this equal sign to a more than sign, tell me some values I could add to 3 that'll be more than 6.
4,
4,
5,
5.
6.
Right. So you could say x is, it would just simply say x is more than 3, right? X is more than
Yes,
3. Because any value that is greater than 3 would give you a value more than 6. So do you
yes,
understand that the solution for an inequality will always be a range? It's not a fixed value, it's a range. So Sheena, let me know if you understand that. For an inequality, the solution is always a range.
Yes.
Okay, good. So Caleb, to do this question, the first thing we want to do is we want to sketch the graph. Right? So we want to sketch it. Right. So your first step, we want to sketch the graph. Now, Caleb, if I want to sketch a quadratic, right? What are the two things I need to know? I'll start you off. The first thing you probably need to know if it's a maximum curve or minimum curve. How would I tell if it's a maximum or minimum curve?
the, yeah, um, actually, the positive is,
Positive is, so
mm,
the coefficient is specifically what we're talking about. So imagine you had a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c, right, is equal to 0. If a, the number in front of x squared, is a positive, so if a is more than 0, if you're positive, would you be smiling or frown?
F, is a minimum. So,
Right. So if a is more than 0, it is a minimum. Caleb, in this question, what is the coefficient of x squared? What's the number in front of x squared there?
oh, x, but
Nah. Nah.
1,
1. How much x squared you see in here? Talk to me. How much x squares are you seeing there?
1.
So 1x squared, right? Cool. So if, and okay, if a is less than 0, it's negative. So it's frowning. So it's a maximum.
Yes,
I call it minimum because it's going down to the lowest point in the curve. And I call it maximum because you're going up to the highest point in the curve. So hope that makes sense. So first things first, we could identify that x squared, we could identify that x squared minus 3x minus 10, and I'm going to put it equal to 0, right? When I put it equal to 0, it is said that we are finding the critical values, or just simply we're finding the roots. All right? So I'm going to put it equal to 0. So Caleb, the reason why I'm doing this is I could find the roots. Do you know what the roots of a quadratic are? Talk to me, Caleb. Do you know what the roots of a quadratic are? Are the roots.
I remember it.
All right. So if you had this quadratic curve here, how much time did it cut the x-axis?
To that?
Right. The points where it cuts the x-axis is called the roots, right?
Yes.
And if you're cutting the x-axis, what is the y value at that point? What is it?
Zero.
Yeah, 0. Shina, here what I was saying, right, Shina? And you understand that at the x-intercept, y is 0.
Yes, sir.
So Shina, if this was a function, f of x, we know f of x is the same thing as y, right? I could replace y with 0. And that is why anytime you're finding for the roots, you actually put everything equal to 0. Because at the roots, the y value or the function is equal to 0. Right? So Caleb, that's your roots, right? The roots is just simply the x-intercepts.
Yes.
Right. So Caleb, do you remember how to find the x? Do you remember how to solve a quadratic using factorization?
Kind of.
Well, that's okay. If you don't remember, we will look at it from scratch here. First things first, how would I get back x squared? What by what is x squared?
X, Y, X.
So I'm gonna put x here and I'm gonna put an x there. The next thing I'm going to do, right? I'm going to look at my last number. My last number is negative 10. How could I multiply to get back negative 10, but add to get negative 3? So multiply to get negative 10, and add to get negative 3. Think of two numbers you could multiply to get minus 10.
Minus 5 by 2.
Minus 5 by 2, excellent. So I'll put minus 5 here, and I'll put minus 2 here, right? And we are finding for the roots, so I put it equal to 0. Let me know if you understand that.
Yeah.
Right, what's the next step, Kilo? How would I find for x? All right, so Kilo, we want to figure out where the entire thing is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
So Caleb, ask some of this, right? 0 by anything is what? If I multiply any number by 0, what would I get?
0.
Okay, so what value of x would make this bracket 0? If it's x minus 5.
5.
5. So when x is 5, right? This whole bracket gonna turn to what?
0.
And 0 by anything is?
0.
So would that value of x solve that equation?
Yes.
It would, right? Look at the factors. What other value of x do you think would solve the equation? So 5 solved it. Which another one you think would solve it?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, anything by 0 is 0. So when this is 0, you're gonna get 0.
Yes.
So think to yourself, could we apply that concept anywhere else over here?
Really, X minus 2.
Right. What value of x would make this 0?
2.
Right, so those are your answers. That's it. Now the full working is you would say x minus 5 is equal to 0. And the reason why you're doing that, Caleb, is because if we could figure out what value of x's make this 0, then we know 0 by anything is 0. So you'd be correct. And
Yes.
when you solve that, you're gonna get 5, yeah?
Yes.
This is gonna be x minus 2 is equal to 0. And when you solve that, you're gonna get 2. X is equal to 2. So these are your two answers for the x-intercept or the roots. Right? Let me put it in brackets. X-intercepts. All right, in all the names these are typically called, right? So the x-intercept or the critical values or the roots. All these are names that I would use to describe x is equal to 5 and x is equal to 2. Right? Cool. So Caleb, next thing. Caleb, I know what the roots are, right? Where does my graph cut the x-axis? Talk to me, Caleb. Where does my graph cut the x-axis?
When So you can repeat, sir?
Where does the curve cut the x-axis?
You,
So what if I told you we just found for that? You see this 2 and this 5?
yes,
That's
sir.
where the curve would cut the x-axis. Right. So Caleb, we just found that out. And additionally, we know that this graph is our what? Maximum or minimum,
Or the minimum.
right? And the reason it's a minimum is because a is equal to 1, right? The coefficient of x squared is 1. So because a is equal to 1, the graph is a minimum. So Caleb, now we're going to sketch the graph, right? We're going to sketch the graph.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put on a y-axis. I'm going to put on an x-axis. So y-axis over here, right? X-axis over here.
Mm.
Now, I just told you that these values are the x-intercepts. This is where the curve is cutting the x-axis. So Caleb, do you think my graph is going to look like that?
No, sir.
Yeah or no?
No, sir.
No, because, okay, that probably look like 2, but could this ever be 2?
No, sir.
Could that ever be 5?
No, sir.
Because it's in the negative region, right? So that don't make sense. And furthermore, this graph is a maximum or minimum.
That's the maximum.
Okay, so our graph would have to look a little something like this, yeah? But but
Yes.
there's but there's still a problem, Caleb. I'm not sure if you see any problem. Talk to me. Tell me if you see any problem here.
On the negative side.
Exactly. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna shift it right here. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to put a 2 over here and a 5 over here. Let me know if you understand that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Serena and Sheila, did I lose you guys anywhere? Or like, is everybody following? Let me know, guys. Are you all understanding what I did so far?
Yes, sir. Following.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right. Now, Caleb, we wanted to figure out where x squared minus 3x minus 10 is where.
More than zero.
Right, more than 0. Now, Caleb, I needed to understand that you see this thing over here, this is actually the y value, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the y value. In case you didn't know, that's the y value. So we want to figure out what values of x would give me a y value more than 0. So let me show you how we would figure that out. So Caleb, if I go inside of the graph, right? Inside, and I take a read off. Does the y value look positive or does the y value look negative?
Negative.
So do you think I should shade inside? Remember, we,
Most
we, we wanted more than 0, eh? We wanted more than 0. So more than 0 is positive or negative?
positive.
Yes. So we shouldn't shade on the inside, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we shouldn't do that. What if I now shade on the outside? Talk to me, right? So Caleb, you see where it cuts in the graph, right? You'll take our y read off. Um, does that look positive or negative?
Positive.
Well, let me try it over here now. So I see it cuts the graph over there. That look like a positive or a negative.
Positive.
So Caleb, anywhere any value I take outside, it's giving me a what?
Positive.
And a positive is less than 0 or more than 0.
More than zero.
Okay. Wait, Serena, you there?
So,
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Um,
yeah.
yeah. I made a mistake over here. So it's be -5 and +2, right? Right?
Yes,
And that
sir.
would be x is equal to -2. Yeah. Sorry about that. So let's correct that mistake very fast. Right, so Caleb, you gave me the correct factors. I put negative here, right? So it's be positive too. All right, so Caleb, if that is the case, right, then I would shift my graph here because it's -2 and 5.
Yes, sir.
So like -2, right, and 5. Caleb, let's employ the same tactic. If I take any values inside, am I getting more than 0 or less than 0?
Less than zero.
But we don't want that. We want more than 0. So again, we look to the outside, right? Am I getting more than 0?
Yes, sir.
And this is pretty much the whole concept of quadratic inequalities. It don't really get harder than this. So, Caleb, you are seeing that I'm getting a positive value when x is what?
Minus
When x is
-2.
-2 or what? Talk to me. When x is what? Look at the direction it's going in. If I'm taking values from there, is that more than -2 or less than -2?
Less than 2.
Right. So I'll write here that x is less than -2. All right. And talk to me, Caleb. If we're taking values here, is our values less than 5 or more than 5?
More than 5.
Right. So we will say x is more than 5. And to write my solution, I'm going to say x is such that x is less than -2 or x is more than 5. Talk to me, Caleb. Was there anything here you did not understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about the rest of you guys? Well, girls, did you all understand this? Talk to my girls. Did you all understand this?
Yes, sir.
Right, so your first step is to sketch the graph. Now, to sketch the graph, Shayna, if you want to sketch the graph, what are two things you need? Talk to me, Shayna. If you want to sketch a quadratic real fast, what are the two things you need to do?
Um, Your coordinates.
What coordinates?
X and Y intersect.
No, if I want to sketch a quadratic real fast, I literally just need the x-intercepts, also called the roots, right? And I will also need to know if it's a maximum or minimum graph, right? Maximum or minimum. Shayna, it's maximum when A is what?
Maximum is this one?
Yeah, when A is what?
Less than 0.
Right? And it's minimum when A is more than 0.
More than 0.
So your first step is to sketch the graph. After you sketch the graph, you are going to look at, right? After you sketch the graph, look to see, make it all sound a little better. Look at what region satisfies the given inequality. Great. So guys, copy this down and I'm going to give you all a question. Right? Do you all think it's hard or do you all think it's easy? Talk to me, guys. Do you all think it's hard or is easy?
It's easier practice.
Easy.
I think it's easy. I don't really think it's that hard. And even the ones where there's rational inequalities, even that's not that hard. Right? All right, so guys, as soon as you have this copy down, please let me know, right? As soon as you have it copied down. Guys, like I said, as soon as you have it copied down, you'll tell me, right?
So I have it.
All right. Caleb, as soon as you have every single thing copied down, even the small notes to the side, you'll let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sheila, since you're done, right? Let me just get a question for you. So you wouldn't just be dilly-dallying. Sheila, I think if I could throw you into the ocean, I think you could swim.
Hopefully.
All right, so Sheila, based on what you're seeing so far, right? You need to sketch the graph. And to sketch the graph, I said you need the x-intercepts, right? You need to solve one is equal to 0. And you need to figure out if it's a maximum or minimum. Once you could sketch the graph, you could see which region is going to satisfy the inequality. So if I give you a question like this, are you going to cry? Or you think you have ideas to what to do?
I think I've idea what to do.
All right, good. So for everybody that's done copying this down, I would like you all to go and attempt this question. Now it's looking hard, but you can make it very simple. Just try to make it look like this. So good luck, guys. I'm giving you all 5 minutes and then I'll correct the question. Now, let me just explain something quickly, right? So guys, this is what your solution is going to look like if your answer is on the outside. If your answer is on the inside, so Caleb, if your answer is on the inside, then what would be my value for x? It would be in between what?
In between -2 and 5.
Right. So anytime, right? So guys, anytime you have a range, so anytime you have a range in between two numbers, this is how you would write that. So it's gonna be A is less than X is less than B, right? So you'll say X is such that, or if there was a less than or equal to or more than or equal to, you'll write like this. You'll say X is such that A is less than or equal to X, less than or equal to B. Do you all think A is the bigger value or the smaller value? Just look at it. Caleb, talk to me. Do you think A is the smaller value or the bigger value?
The smaller.
Right? So A is the smaller value, right? And B is the bigger value. All right, so guys, copy this down quickly, right, please? And then I'll give you all the question to do.
Yes, sir.
All right, so guys, copy this down quickly, right, please? And then I'll give you all the question to do. All right, so guys, copy this down quickly, right, please? And then I'll give you all the question to do. Serena, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. School is starting back for me on the 19th, right?
Mhm.
So is it that you'd like to meet on the 19th or the 20th after school to get the calculator?
Um, I don't mind ending,
Any day?
honestly.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. I did not get the calculators yet, right? I have been searching, but nowhere has a Casio, right? But let's just say I do get a Casio. Would you want a pink one, a blue one, or a black one?
Right?
Black? Okay, it's a good thing I asked you because I was gonna buy a pink one. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume. I don't know. Just because it's a girl, that don't mean you like pink. So, it's a good thing I asked. Next thing I buy the pink one on you and like you trying to paint that on thing, saying nah boy.
No, I would say I appreciate it.
All right. Do you all have this copy down?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, guys. Good luck. Good luck. So again, let me just start back the time. Yeah, nice. Okay. I have a question, guys. How do you all feel about paying on your videos for class? I mean, like, I never ever asked students to do that, right? And like it's completely optional. Or would you all ever want to do that? Because I feeling kind of lonely here. It's just me. I just see myself. I'm a big forehead. Yeah. Based on the silence I taken that as a L, I'm just gonna be lonely here. It's worth asking though. It's worth asking.
I don't know, sir.
It's fine, it's fine. It's fine.
So, because if I look like a dine in the evening,
Say that again?
I say if I look like a dine in the evening, and
Shayna, that's not a good excuse, because like I feel like I just always look like I die. And like you see this? Like, bro, just want to be bald. And I put on my camera. So I mean like it's not really a fair excuse.
hmm, I will
But like,
consider that.
okay, okay. I'm excited. I wouldn't be alone. Right? Serena, talk to me again. Through the question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, so you'll have 1 minute remaining, about 1 minute. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope to be seeing correct answers. I hope. I hope.
Hmm.
Talk to me, Caleb. Yes, talk to me.
I'm not really getting through it. So,
All right, so Caleb, to do this question, right? First things first, does this look like a quadratic? Just by looking at it, does it look like a quadratic?
nothing.
Nah. So here we gotta do for me, right? You have to rearrange this thing and make it look like a quadratic. Do you remember the general form of a quadratic?
Um, X squared
Right, so ax squared.
minus
Nah, it's always plus, right? A, B, and C could be negative numbers, but when you're writing it in the form, it's always positive. So ax squared plus bx plus c
or
um
yeah,
equal to 0. Well, in this case, it will be more than or equal to 0, right? But you want to take this and make it look like this. So you want to have a x squared term in front, a x term in the middle, and a constant to the end, right? Before you could do anything. So I hope I help you out there. All right. Talk to me, Serena and Shayna. Did you all get through? Did you all get an answer?
So I was not gonna do the graph at.
Okay, okay. So I think you'll need more time then. All right. If a question like this does come in the exam, it'd be like 3 marks. Okay, Caleb, were you able to make a quadratic expression by chance?
nothing.
All right. Talk to me, right? Do you know what the first step is? And there's no shame in saying no, or if you understand, talk to me. Talk to me.
That's
Do you know what the
nothing.
very first thing you have to do is?
Nothing.
Nah. All right. Let me look for my alphabet. So, okay. Nice. So, Caleb, first things first, you're seeing an X on the outside and you're seeing brackets. So,
Yes.
anytime you see in this situation, you should probably think to expand. So, Caleb, tell me, do you think this is correct? Would it be correct if I wrote 11x minus 2x is more than or equal to 12? Would I write that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wrong. That's wrong. If you was gonna do that, that's wrong. Let me explain something, right, Caleb? You see in brackets, so everything inside is one big term. So you need to take this x on the outside and you need to distribute it across all the terms, all on the inside, right? So Caleb, anytime you see something outside and brackets, just think of expanding, right? Think of expanding. So what is x by 11? Tell me, Caleb, x by 11.
11x.
11x, right? Okay, what is x by
Yes.
minus 2x?
Minus 2x squared.
Yes, minus 2x squared, you're correct. Right? And that is more than or equal to 12. Now, Caleb, if this is a form we want to get, we need to put the x squared term in front. We
Yes.
need the x term to be in the middle, and we need the number to be to the end on the left-hand side, and we need it to be equal to 0. As it stands right now, Caleb, is it equal or more than or equal to 0?
No, so
No. So you think I should leave that 12 over there? I think I should move across the 12.
move it across.
I should probably move across the 12. Now, if I move across 12, what is it going to turn to?
Negative 12.
Right. Now, Caleb, you see how I have negative 2x squared here and plus 11x?
Yes, sir.
If I wanted, I could have written minus 2x squared, and this 11x is a positive or negative?
Positive.
So I could write plus 11x. Did I do anything illegal, or do you understand that?
I understand.
And I moved across the 12, so now it's going to be minus 12, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Right? More than or equal to 0. Now, to factorize is looking a little hard, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me show you what we're going to do next, right? So we are going to utilize the AC method. So Caleb, anytime the number in front of x squared is not 1, I would advise you to use the AC method. So, do you remember the AC method by chance?
Massive.
All right. First things first, you need to tell me what A, B, and C is. What do you think A is?
Negative 2.
Yeah, A is negative 2. What do you think B is?
B is 11.
And C?
C is minus 12.
Word. So we're going to multiply A by C. What is minus 2 by minus 12?
24.
Right. So I want you to think of two numbers that would multiply to give you 24, right? And add to give you the middle term, which is 11. So think of two numbers that could multiply to give 24 and add to give 11. Wait, Gills, were you able to factorize this question? Or did you have to use the quadratic formula?
So I use the quadratic formula.
Did you get nice answers, or were they decimals?
I got 4 for one and 1.5 for the other.
Uh, Let me check out something. Was I able to factorize this? Yeah, we were able to factorize this. We were able to factorize it. Is this a case where the AC method would not be practical? Let's see. So for 24, you could say 6 by 4. You could also say 2 by 3. And if that is the case, you could say 12 by 2. Right? That would give it 24, but it wouldn't add to give it 11. Okay. So I don't think the AC method here would be I don't think the AC method here would be the most suitable method. All right. Kilo, I want to show you another way you could do this question. So Kilo, check this out, right? I want to ask you this. What is the first term? What is the first term?
minus 2x.
Minus 2x squared, right? So how could I
Yes,
multiply to get back minus 2x squared? What two terms could I multiply to get back minus 2x squared?
minus the x here by what?
Minus 2x by 1. Now, if you say minus 2x by 1, you're not going to get back the x squared term. So minus 2x. So you have an x here. X squared means x by x. So what do you think I should put here?
Minus x.
Nah, if I put minus x over here, minus by minus is a plus, and I would get plus 2x squared. But I want to get negative 2x squared. So Caleb, it would just simply be x, right? And let me try to explain that in a way you can understand. So we have negative 2x, and then multiply that by x. What is x by x?
X squared.
Right, so you get back to negative 2x squared. Let me know if you understand that part.
Yes,
All right, now we are going to look at the last term. Your last term is negative 12. Tell me some ways you can multiply to get negative 12. Just give me some suggestions. Some suggestions.
minus 6 by 2.
Minus 6 by 2, right? So here what? Let's try that out. We're going to just try it out quickly, right? If I put minus 6 here and I put plus 2 over here, right? And Caleb, let's expand it out quickly. What is minus 2x by x,
Minus 2x squared.
right? What is minus 2x by 2?
Minus 4x.
What is minus 6x? Okay, I tell you the answer already. That'll be minus 6x, right? And minus 6 by 2 is minus 12. Would minus 4x minus 6x give me back positive 11x?
No, sir.
Nah, so I can't use this answer. Maybe I could switch it around. Let me try to switch it around. If I switch it around, right? Um, I skip into the x terms one time. What is minus 2x by minus 6?
Minus 12x.
Nah, you multiply a negative by a negative. What's a negative by a negative?
12x.
That'll be 12x, and 2 by x is 2x. Is 12x plus 2x going to give us back 11x?
No, sir.
Nah, so we should probably try another one, right? Think of some other ways you can get back negative 12.
4 by minus 3.
4 by minus 3. Okay, 4 by minus 3. Let's try that. I'm going to skip ahead to the x terms, right? So minus 2x by minus 3 is?
Minus 6x.
Nah, again, a negative by negative is that?
6x.
Right?
Positive.
Right? And then we have 4 by x, that's 4x. Would 6x plus 4x give us back 11x?
Plus
Nah, it wouldn't. So maybe I could switch the order and see what happen. So what is minus 2x by 4?
minus 8x.
What is minus 3 by x?
Minus 3x.
What is minus 8x minus 3x?
11x.
Positive 11 or negative 11?
Positive.
Now, okay, think of negatives as taken away. If you take 8 x's and you take 3 more x's, how much x's you take altogether?
Negative 11.
Yeah, you take 11, so negative 11. Do we get back plus 11?
No, sir.
But we real close, eh? And we real close.
Yes, sir.
So maybe I should change the signs. So instead of writing negative 3, maybe I should write what?
Negative 4 and positive 3.
Yeah, let me see if that will work. Ladies, was that the answer by chance? I was negative 4 and 3 for the factors. Can't hear any ladies, right? But Kilo, let's check it out fast. So what is minus 2x by minus 4?
8x.
What is 3 by x?
3x.
We get true.
Yes, sir.
Boy, big up, big up. You don't know, right? So minus 2x plus 3 by x minus 4. That is how you would factorize that. And right? And I'm going to put this equal to 0. You're probably wondering why I want to put it equal to 0. Because Caleb, look at these steps, right? Remember, one of the main steps was I had to figure out the roots. And the
Yes.
roots was when it was equal to 1.
0.
All right, so I put it equal to 0 so I could find the roots, right? So I would say minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, and I would solve that. And I would say x minus 4 is equal to what?
0.
Right. So how would I solve for x over here?
Um,
So if I want to solve for x, right? My x term should be the only thing on the left-hand side. So only the minus 2x should be there. What shouldn't be there?
the 3.
So I'm going to take the 3 and I'm going to move that across, right? So I'm going to end up with negative 2x. And if I move across the 3, that's going to be negative 3.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, now I have negative 2 by x. What would I have to do on both sides to find for 1x?
Negative 2x over 1.
You would have to divide both sides by negative 2. I heard negative 2 over 1. Nah, you had to
Yeah.
divide. Watch, right? Caleb. Over here, we multiply an x by negative 2. So if you want to cancel it off, you need to do the opposite. So opposite of multiplying by negative 2 is dividing by negative 2, right? So when you do that, you'll get x, and on this side, right, Caleb, you have negative 3 over negative 2. What would that work out to be? What's negative divided by negative,
Positive.
right? And that should give you 1.5. Just verify that. So plug into your calculator, minus 3 over minus 2. All right, so let's continue, right? So Caleb, how would I solve for x over here?
X equals 4.
Great. So do I have my roots now?
Yes, sir.
And this graph, will it be a maximum or minimum? To figure that out, right? To figure that out, we are going to look at this point over here. Was the number in front of x squared a positive or a negative number?
A negative number.
Right? So a was equal to negative 2. Therefore, is a maximum graph or a minimum graph?
A maximum.
Maximum. Right? So let me just do my sketch real quickly. Now, guys, there's another way to solve inequalities with cases. All right? And you probably learned that in school. And you'll also probably learn this method in school. But I think this is the simplest method where you don't have to remember any cases. Right? Right. So, Caleb, both of my roots are positive or negative?
Positive.
Right? So my graph is going to look something like this. What is into a triangle? I just wonder with good notes sometimes, yes? So what am I going to call this point? What value am I going to put there?
1.5.
Right? And I'm going to put 4 over here. Now, I want to figure out where it is less than, more than. What do I want to figure out?
More than 4.
More than, right? More than or equal to, right? So, Serena, I saw you said that you were stuck at that part, right? Serena, I want you to unmute and we could run through together. So Caleb, I'm gonna raise my volume, right? So guys, I'm talking to Serena. When I'm talking to Serena, don't unmute, otherwise I'll go deaf. Because I had to raise my volume to full. Yes, Serena, you said you was confused at this part. So Serena, do you understand that this would be considered a function f of x, and this would be the output of the function, in other words, y. This would be y, the y value, or not? You understand that part? So we want to figure out where y is what? Right. Now, if I take a value for x that's in between here, so let's just say I take a value over here, right? And I take a horizontal read off. Would I get a positive value for y or a negative value for y? I would get a positive, and the condition that we had to meet was it had to be more than or equal to 0. If it's more than or equal to 0, that means your answer could be 0 or more than 0. Yeah? And if it's more than 0, is it positive or negative? So in other words, y could be equal to 0, or y has to be more than 0. In other words, positive. So like I said, when we took a value that was in between here, are we getting a positive or negative? And would that satisfy our inequality? Yes. If I take a value on the outside, let's just say I take a value that's less than 1.5, right? Do I get more than 0 or less than 0? Right, because Serena, I want you to imagine that this is 0 over here, right? Because it is. Everything over here would be less than 0. And everything over here would be more than 0. Understand? Does it make sense for you? So where would my answer be located? Would it be located on the outer edges or in the middle between 1.5 and 4? Say that again. I'm not hearing you.
1.5 and 4.
Yeah, between 1.5 and 4, right? Sheena, do you understand this well enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Sheena, do you see that if I take any x value there in between 1.5 and 4, it's giving me a read-off that is more than 0. In other words, it's positive.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will have to shade the inside. So when you're doing these questions in school, sketch the graph and I want you to shade the side. So like my solution would exist within this region. So I'll shade over there. Right. So Serena, we said that my answer was in between 1.5 and 4, yeah?
Yes, sir.
And part of the solution is also when y is 0. Where is y 0 at? Y is 0 at the what intercepts?
The x and y intercept.
Right there. Give me a second. Uh, yeah. All right. Yeah, guys. So Serena, part of the solution was also when y is equal to 0, correct?
Yes, sir.
So y would be 0. You said that the x and y intercept? No. Strictly at the x-intercept. Because if you're on the x-axis, are you moving up or down? Or are you moving just left or right?
Just left and right.
Right. And if you're not moving up or down, then the y component or the y value is 0. Right? So can we both agree that the y value is 0 at these 2 points where the graph cuts the x-axis?
Yeah.
And you even wrote that in the book, eh? If you look at your book, you even wrote that. You wrote minus 3 over 2, comma 0. So the x value is minus 3 over 2, but that's supposed to be plus, eh? That's supposed to be plus 3 over.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
Let me just check that back. And when you factorize it,
It's
it would seem that you factorize that a little wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, you had to run it back quickly to make sure you get any middle term. Right? But yeah, yeah, do you think you understand it now?
Yes, sir.
So Serena, this is what my answer is going to look like. I'm going to say x is such that it is in between 1.5. Now, since they wanted us to figure out more than or equal to, in my answer, I'm going to put 1.5 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4. Now, Serena, you wonder, you're probably confused, right? Because when you look at this, it doesn't really look like it's in between, does it? Like, because you're seeing less than or equal to and less than or equal to. That probably confusing the end.
A little bit, yeah.
let me show you something, right? Let me show you something. If I take a value here, right? That would be that would be what? More than 1.5 or less than 1.5,
More than 1.5.
right? So eh, isn't it feasible for me to write x is more than or equal to 1.5?
Yes, sir.
I could write that, right? And if I'm shading over here, with reference to the 4, am I shading something that's less than 4 or more than 4?
Less than 5.
So I could write x is less than or equal to 4, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let me ask that question. If I, for instance, if I had said 2 is more than 1, that makes sense, right?
Yes, sir.
If I switch it around, would I still say more than? Would I say 1 is more than 2?
No,
I would say what?
1 is less than 5.
Right. So if I have x is, wait, let me just check something. Hmm, that's weird. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. So if I had 1 is less than 2, you understand that it came from switching this expression over there, right? That's where it came from.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I were to say switch this around, if I were to switch that around, what would this look like?
1.5 is less than or equal to x.
Okay, and you understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Here what we're gonna do now. Here what we're gonna do, right? I want you to take this. Poof. Hey,
Mm.
I know, right? It's crazy, right?
Here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's where we get it from. I'll leave that over there as like a wow factor. You'll be like, what? Oh, math is very cool. So in case all there was ever wondering why we just write it like that, and this is why. This is the proof. All right, cool. So yeah, guys, you all could copy this down, copy down the answer, right? Shina, did you get it 100% correct?
Yes,
On
sir.
you did? Okay,
Mhm.
okay, Shina. All right. Okay, big up you. So now I want to look at rational inequalities now, right? So Nikolai, I'll say Nikolai. Yeah. Hmm? Okay. I'll say Nikolai, boy. Caleb, eh?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Caleb, I needed to tell me if there's anything here that's really, really confusing you. Now is your chance. Talk to me. If anything here is confusing you in the slightest sense, just talk to me, right? Tell me.
That's I can understand it. That's for now.
All right. So, Caleb, for future references, right? Anytime you see something outside of brackets, what are you going to do?
Multiply what outside the bracket by what inside.
Right. And the proper word for that is expand. We're going to expand the brackets. So, exactly what you said. And Caleb, when we did that, you saw how we had an x squared term? You see in that? X squared?
Yes,
If you see an x squared term and you see an x term, you should already be thinking that that kind of look like a what? What does kind of look like? A what?
quadratic.
It looked like a quadratic, right? So you
Yes,
wanna you wanna put it in that form. Now, if you are having a hard time factorizing it, here what? The question is with 3, 4 marks. I rather you lose 1 mark than lose 2 marks or 3 marks. Do you know how to solve it in a calculator? Do you know how to
yes,
solve? Yeah or no?
most
No? All right. What kind of calculator you have?
Casio.
Well, you have the proper thing, boy. You have the proper thing. You have the proper thing. Let me share out to you that quickly. Right? Okay. So, Caleb, can you just confirm if you have this exact same Casio or a different one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we're gonna do, right? You're gonna press menu slash setup, right?
Yes, sir.
Wait, and Serena, this goes for you too, eh? Right? If all you're having a hard time factorizing one that you know, just plug that into your calculator and move on with your life. It's not worth the 1 mark, right? Serena, is not worth the 1 mark. Just get the answer in the calculator and move on, right? At least you'll get everything else in the question right. Understand, Serena? All right. So Caleb, you're going to scroll down all the way till you're seeing like xy is equal to 0, right?
Yes, sir.
And by the way, guys, if you have a Casio calculator could solve this thing for you. Like, I'm not even kidding, watch. It could do inequalities. It could do inequalities. But yeah, that shouldn't be working. So Caleb, you're gonna press this button. You're gonna press that. So press equal. All right?
Yes, sir.
A quadratic. Do you think a quadratic is a simultaneous equation or is a polynomial?
Polynomial.
Right. A polynomial is when you have multiple terms of varying degrees. So like x squared, then x to the power 1. Right. I'm gonna press 2. What is the degree of my polynomial?
Uh,
So when
uh,
you say degree, they're talking about the highest power of x. What is the highest power of x we have in a quadratic?
2.
2, right? Because x squared.
Yes.
You're not seeing it, but this is really x to the power 1, eh? So, and this would be x to the power 0. So the highest power is really 2, right? So now I'm going to plug that into my calculator. So I'm going to put -2, press equal. Then I'm going to press 11, then equal. Then I'm going to press -12 equal, right? So you plug this in, and then I want you to press equal another time. And let me know what you get,
X1 is 3/2.
right? Right?
Uh,
And
X2 is 4.
right. So Caleb, here what? Let's be honest with me, right? If you having a hard time factorizing this, you might leave it out. But what I'm saying is, hey, just plug it into your calculator. You'll lose a mark, but that's fine. Right? At least you get all of these marks. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Right? And yeah, your calculator could solve inequalities as well. Right? Um, so Caleb, I want you to go back on menu, right?
Yes, sir.
Go back on menu, and I want you to select inequality now. Select inequality.
Um, is that another word for inequalities, is it?
Not really. So it right next to equation slash function. It right next to it. XY more than 0. That's what you should be seeing.
Nah, I'm not seeing it.
You think you can put on the camera and show me?
Mm,
See if you can put on the camera and show me your calculator. Okay, all you had to do is press menu setup, and you should see the exact thing I see. And if you have the same Casio. Um, okay, I see you joining with your iPhone. All right. All right, Caleb. Let me see.
yes, yeah. Well, it's kind of dark, so
All right. I want you to press okay, let me see. Try press an equation and see what come up. Mm, okay. That's kind of sus. Go back on mode setup. Press on. Right, press mode setup. Try scrolling down.
nah, can't scroll down.
Oh, your calculator do all the function and yeah. Hard luck, say. But at least you know how to calculate it. That's the
Yes,
important thing. All right, but if your calculator has the option, you just press it, right? Put degree two.
yes,
Um, so our case would be case three. Gonna put minus two, right? Gonna put 11. I'm going to put minus 12. Look at that. Caleb, you seeing that? Your calculator just solved the entire thing for you. You seeing that?
yes, sir.
That's crazy, right? Talk to me. Serena, you seeing this?
Yes, sir.
Your calculator doing everything for you, no? Telling you. Calculator girl, man. Shina, you have the same Casio I have on now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, exact same one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then you should be fine then.
Yes,
You
sir.
should be more than fine. Okay, I want to give you all this question. Try to do this question for me. Right? Let me just write it down.
Yeah, yes.
Right? Minus 6x squared plus 13x. Shina, you think I should have like an odd maths life? Will you be there?
Yes, I will be there. I will try my very best to be there. Yes.
Yeah, would.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Kill, I'll be unmuted it. I hear you say like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes,
Uh, whoa. Yeah, so or they could copy this down. And for those that already have that copy down, you all could attempt this question for me in the meantime. This one over here. All right, so you all could attempt this. Again, guys, in a factorization given all in trouble, right? Just plug it into your calculator and done. It's now worth the 1 mark. It's really not. So I give you this strictly 5 minutes. As soon as the 5 minutes is up, I'm going to move on and we're going to do the question, right? And then we're going to move on to rational inequalities. And once we are done with rational inequalities, that's it for inequalities. That's it. Right? Shina, did you reach this far in school as yet?
No,
No? All right.
but it kind I understand it. So
That makes sense, right? Easy, right?
yes.
All you're doing is just sketching the graph and you're just trying to find a region where it's more than or less than. It's real simple. And Shina, the other method, for this, you gotta remember a bunch of cases. So case one, case two, you gotta draw a normal line.
Oh, we did in a Malayan school.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the
Yeah.
other method, right? Either method will give you full marks and it'll ask you to do a specific one. But
Okay,
this
sir.
method, like, it can't sound like this method, you don't really have anything to remember, you know. Like, all they're doing is just sketching the graph and you're just trying to see the region that satisfies the inequality. It really don't have much to remember.
Yes, sir.
So I wish you all the best, right? I think you all could get the question in green that I highlighted correct. Again, if all again through the factorization, just plug it into your calculator, Losing 1 mark as opposed to 3, 4 marks is fine. But I will show you all how to factorize it. It's just weigh the options. Okay, talk to me, Caleb. Were you able to find the roots, the values for x? Caleb, talk to me. Were you able to find the values for x?
I put it in my calculator.
Okay, good. So now you're sketching the graph?
Yeah, I'm going to start it now.
All right. Caleb, is this graph going to be a maximum graph or a minimum graph?
Uh, Hold on.
So again, to figure this out, you look at the number in front of x squared. What's the number in front of x squared?
-6.
If you're negative, you're happy or you're sad?
Yes, it gonna be our maximum.
Right. Anytime you forget, just do that. Just do that. You'll be fine. All right. I said I would finish immediately after 5 minutes, but I want to see that Ollie could at least get his question correct. So I'm waiting. Serena, I'm waiting. Shina, I'm waiting. Caleb, I'm waiting. I want to see that you all could do the question by yourself. So as soon as you're done, please send me a picture so I can see what's up. Shina, how close do you think you are to finishing? Talk to me.
I'm now done to the graph.
You're now done with the graph?
Yeah.
Okay. Serena, talk to me. How close are you to finishing?
I just sent you.
Oh, you just okay. I read your mind, I read your mind. Right, so okay, it looked like you factorized correctly this time. And I presume you'll verify it. So you'll say minus 2x by 1, minus 2x, and you'll say 5 by 3, 15x. So 15x minus 2x is 13x. Great. So your answer would be 5 over 2 and minus a third. Minus a third will be there. 5 over 2 would be there, right? Maximum. We want to figure out where it is less than, you make a mistake. Right, so Serena, in this question, We wanted to figure out where it would be less than 0 or more than 0.
Less than.
Yeah, less than, right? Less than. If I take a read off, right? So here what way to do, right? So you shaded the inside, right? I want you to take a ruler. I want you to take a ruler, and in the middle, I want you to um position the ruler vertically, right? I want you to see where it cut
Yeah.
in the graph, and then I want you to take a horizontal read off. Tell me if it's above 0 or if it's like lower than 0. Talk to me, Serena. Is it
Oh, it's above 0.
yeah above 0? So should you have a shaded there?
No.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So I want you to
Okay.
think like that, eh? Think like that. Make sure you do the test first. Sheena, I'm waiting on you, right? And Caleb, waiting on you as well. Caleb, were you able to successfully sketch the graph?
I think so, sir.
All right, well, I'll wait on our picture, right? Make sure I'm sending my picture.
Okay.
Also, I don't realize I put in my curly brackets and the X colon in the
Yeah,
answer.
when you write it like that, you're saying that X is such that it would be between that range, right? And one thing, you didn't indicate where shading on the diagram. So
Oh, sorry, sir.
if your answer is on the outside, right? Then you should probably shade like that,
Okay.
on the outside. Mm-hmm. All right, so Serena, waiting on you to finish your correct your answer, and Caleb, are waiting on your answer as well, right? So Caleb, I want to see what you did, what you came up with. Okay. So Serena, that still wouldn't be correct, right? Because if you shade that region, that region would be you'd be shading between minus a third and 2.5. That's what it looks like you're shading. Watch, let me show you what I mean. So Serena, if I shade inside here, right? It suggests that I'm shading the x values between 1.5 and 4. So here what Serena, we're going to do the question together. Right? Caleb, I'm waiting on your answer, right? I'm waiting on something. I want to see something, Caleb. Mali, see the graph. Caleb, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm in the graph. I want to see what you do. At least the graph. Right? Here what? Serena, let's do the corrections, right? I want you to get our graph straight. Great. So, first things first, right, Serena? Um, I need to find the x-intercepts, right, or the roots. So I need to factorize this. So to get minus 6x squared, what two things I would multiply?
Negative 2x and 3x.
Right? And how can I multiply to get 5?
Positive 5 and positive 1.
Right? So I could say plus 1, and I could say plus 5. Let's check to see if this works out. Minus 2x by 5 is minus 10x. 1 by 3x, 3x. That wouldn't work out. So maybe we should switch the order.
Yes, sir.
Right? If I switch the order, that's going to be minus 2x by 1, which is minus 2x. And 5 by 3x is 15x. So minus 2 plus 15 is, in fact, 13x. So we're good to go. Right? From here, Serena, we're going to say minus 2x plus 5 is equal to,
0.
right? And you'll say minus 2x is equal to what?
Negative 5.
And then I'll do what on both sides?
And divide both sides by negative 2.
Right? So your answer is x is equal to 5 over 2. So that's one of my roots. And then the other one would be 3x plus 1, and that would be equal to 0. So how would I solve this? I would say 3x is,
Equal to negative 1.
then I would do what on both sides?
Divide both sides by 2.
Great, great. Next thing. What is the coefficient of x squared?
Negative 6.
Right? It'll be a maximum graph. All right, so that being said, let me sketch my graph. This is y, this is x. Okay, you all right with that?
Yes, sir.
We just said it was a maximum, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Now, I want you to tell me if this is correct. Is that correct? Did I
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I situated the graph correctly because one of my roots is negative and the other root is positive. Now we could clearly see that 5 over 2, which is 2.5, is more than minus 1 over 3. So my graph is more towards the right. So this is going to be negative a third, right? And this is going to be 5 over 2. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to figure out where my graph is.
Less than or equal to 0.
Right, less than or equal to 0. So if, and Serena, this is the process or way to take, right? So Serena, this is the x-axis, right? If you take a value
Yes, sir.
over here, that is going to be x is what? X, the x values there will be in between what?
Negative of 2 and 5/2.
Right. So if you shade over here, that's wrong. Now, if you shade over here, that's still a bit sus. And let me explain why, Serena. Okay, you was probably thinking, well, okay, this is a third and this is 5/2, right? So, if I shade in the bottom, well, this is less than and this is more than. That's probably what I was thinking, and or nah. Talk to me, I'm not hearing you properly.
I'm not sure, honestly.
All right, but Serena, if you shade over here, right? Aren't you also including minus a third and 5/2? Look at the region in which you're shading.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's not correct because if I take a read off, watch, am I getting less than 0?
No, sir.
Remember, this is 0, eh? So that's above 0. So that'll be more than 0. All right. What what if now I do this? So again, Serena, when you're taking these readings, you're gonna take a ruler and make sure it's vertical, right? Because you are trying to figure out what value of y you're getting for the value of x. So Serena, you see this line here? That will be the line for x is equal to 5/2. This would be the line for x is equal to minus a third. So I'm just taking my ruler and I'm just moving it along the graph to see what values I'm getting for different values of x. So when x is in between minus a third and 5/2, can we see that it has a positive read-off?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna slide it. I'm gonna slide it past minus a third. I'm sliding it. Okay. Where is a line? Where is the ruler cutting the graph? Well, the ruler is cutting the graph over here, right here. So that would correspond to um a more than value or a less than value. I'm talking about
Or
respect to
less
0,
than
right?
1.
Less than, right? What if I go over here now?
It'll be less than.
It'd be less than. Great. Okay, what if now I come over here, right? Would that be more than? Would that be less than? 0.
Less than 0.
Right. What if I were to take a value over here? Now, I didn't extend the graph, right, Serena? But if I did, could you see that that would also give me a negative value, which is less than 0?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So can we both agree that values of x that are less than minus 1/3 would work, and values that are more than 5/2 would work?
Yes, sir.
So here what we're going to do. If I am shading this, right, this is how I would shade the graph. I would shade the graph like this. So again, Serena, I'm making sure you understand this thing after today. You had to understand this. I know you could understand it. We said that I would have to shade values that are less than minus a third.
Yes, sir.
Right. So that would correspond to values over here. I mean, if you understand that.
Yes, sir. I understand it now.
Now you're probably wondering, well, sir, why you do shade on top too? If I shade on top, right, Serena,
Yes, sir.
look at that. You seeing that?
Yes, sir.
Let me do back one more time. If I shade on top, right? if I take a read off for this point over here, is that x value less than minus a third?
No, sir.
No. And if I take a y read off, is it less than 0 or more than 0?
More than 0.
So can I shade above?
No, sir.
No, I can't do that. If you shade above, I'll be wrong, right? And same concept on this side. Yeah, I'm gonna if you're okay with this.
Yes, sir.
And that's how you would shade it, right? That's how you would shade it. So I realized that I should have been showing you all what it looks like the entire time. So let me just shade all the diagrams one time so you all would clearly understand what's happening. Right? So Serena, in this example, right, I found that my solution would be in between 1.5 and 4, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So I would shade everything inside then. I would shade everywhere inside because my answer is in between that range. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, talk to me. Why wouldn't I shade any bottom?
Because then, value would be less than 0 and not more than.
Say that again?
Because then the value would be less than 0 and not more than.
Exactly like what? Look at this for instance, right? If I shade here, right? Then technically I'm saying that this is part of my solution, but it's clearly not part of the solution because it would give us a, if you notice, this is a negative value. Right? So that wouldn't make sense. So you feeling okay with this?
Yes, sir.
All right. And look at this example here too, right? I think you have it now. So how would I shade this? How would I shade this? Well, I would shade the above region. So talk to me, let me know if you understand that. Do you understand this? Serena?
Could you, could you explain it one?
You want me to re-explain this one for you?
Yes, please.
All right. So Serena, in this example, we wanted to figure out where it was more than 0, right? So positive values for y. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I take a value of f for x in the middle, right, you could clearly see that no matter where you go, you're gonna get a negative value, right? And just seeing that.
Yes, sir.
Now, we eventually figured out that, okay, if I take a value that's less than -2, I'm getting a what?
Okay, good.
Right. So my answers would be anywhere x is what?
Less than -2.
Less than -2. So I would have to shade over here, right? Because this would represent x is less than -2. Let me know if you understand now.
Yes, sir.
And over here now, I'm shading over here, right? Because why? We need to shade the region where x is more than 5. So that would be over here. Again, you can't shade the bottom because if you shade the bottom, you'll be including values of x that is what?
Negative.
No values for x. That's what I took.
That's
You-
less than 5
Exactly.
and
Well,
not
our,
more
our
than.
solution is more than 5, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So do you all have any questions at all? Serena, you have any questions at all? Or you feel like you understand this thing?
I understand it now.
All right. Sheena, yeah, 100% okay with this?
100% agree. So
Right. So if you see a past paper question, like you getting that correct for sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right, so let me just write my answer, right? So Serena, my answer. So Serena, anytime your answer is not in between two values, then you're not going to use this notation, right? So Serena, if you look at my example, is it in between two values? Serena, is my answer in between two values? Talk to me.
No, sir.
No, it's not. So I'm not going to use that specific notation. Instead, I am going to write, well, this would be x is what? What it looks like, x is what?
Less than or equal to negative or 3.
Right, because of the sign. It said less than or equal to. So we are going to say, we're going to include equal to, right? X is less than or equal to minus a third, right? And over here, x is going to be more than or equal to what?
5 over 2.
So my answer is going to look like this. I'm going to say x is such that x is less than or equal to minus a third. Union, which means or, right? X is more than or equal to 5 over 2. Oh, I draw this one real nice. Shouldn't you seeing that? Way boy.
Yes, sir. Very talented.
Okay, I drew this one kind of ugly though. This one kind of ugly. I ain't gonna lie. I gonna lie, that one kind of ugly. Let's see if I could like redeem myself. Oh my, no, I'll never see that. I'll never see that. Oh, why am I having a hard time? Okay, we go work with that. So if you need to copy down the corrections, please do so. Right? I have a class just now, so I'm going to end now. I will send some homework. All right, Caleb, I see you drew your graph correctly, right? That's the correct graph I need to draw. Caleb, I need
Yes, sir.
I need you to be 100% honest with me, right? If you're confused by anything, I'll take the time and I'll go it over with you, but you gotta tell me now.
I was listening when they was explaining it, sir.
So you're not confused.
Nah, I think I just had to work on it most.
Okay, well, I'll give you all some questions to do then, and I expect the homework.
Yeah.
Serena, what's saying, Shayna, you wanna do some, you wanna get some like extra homework, like hard homework? Cool, so
Sure, sir.
it's hard.
Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Well, guys, I'll let you know as soon as I have this right. As soon as I have this copy down, there's only one other thing you need to know for inequalities, and that's for inequalities. I'll just show you all quickly, and I can give all you one of those questions for homework. It's
Okay,
really
sir.
not hard. It's really not hard. I promise.
Yes, sir. Well, I have what's on the board.
Okay, nice. Caleb, you let me know if you have what's on the screen, and Serena, you let me know.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I have it, sir.
Wood. I'm going to get rid of these notes, right? These notes are a bit ugly. Mm. Right. So let me give an example, right? Rational inequalities. So Shayna, in this instance, can we see that we have a fraction?
Yes, sir.
Right, we have a fraction. So do we like working with fractions?
Yes, sir.
No, we don't. Now, under normal circumstances, right, Shayna? Wait, let me just give a little like a pretense. If you had something like 5 over 7, right? What would you multiply that by to get rid of the 7? Talk to me, guys. You know,
7.
yeah, you know, multiply by 7, right? Yeah. I want to later apply the same concept over here, blindly. So what's the denominator here, guys?
X plus 2.
Right. So you're probably thinking, well, okay, I can multiply by x plus 2. Now, if I do that, it's going to cancel off on the left-hand side, and that's going to leave me with 4x minus 1. Cool. And on the right-hand side, the 0 is going to multiply by the x plus 2. What is 0 by anything?
0.
Are you seeing that? What happened to the x plus 2? It just vanished. Shin, are you seeing that? It just vanished.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
God. Oh, God. Whoa. So the problem, so that is our problem, right? That is our big problem. We're effectively losing the solution, losing part of the solution. We are losing part of the solution in doing that. So instead of multiplying by just x plus 2, we should probably multiply by x plus 2 squared. Now, Shina, if I do that, right, isn't x plus 2 squared just simply x plus 2 by x plus 2?
Yes, sir.
So wouldn't one of the x plus 2's in the denominator cancel off with one on top?
Yes, sir.
Right, so in doing this, we still end up with an x plus 2, just not in the denominator. And Shina, if you multiply 0 by x plus 2 squared, where's 0 by anything?
0.
Serena, let me know if you understand that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Right. So do you all understand how I ended up over here? Talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Serena. Yeah, okay. Right. So guys, you should be smiling, eh? Anytime you're dealing with a rational inequality question, it means that you don't have to factorize. I know, right, Sheena? That's so convenient. You don't have to factorize. Why?
Yes, sir.
Because it's already written as a product of linear factors. So we don't have to factorize. Yay! So your next step is to put this equal to 0, right? You're going to get your roots. Your next step is to do a sketch. Now you're probably wondering, Sheena, okay, how am I going to know if it's a maximum or minimum? Well, to answer that question, look at this. I would tell you to quickly expand this out. Not all, just the x squared too. Sheena, if you multiply 4x by x, what would you get?
4x squared.
What is the coefficient of x squared?
1.
1.
On this, in this,
Mhm.
4.
4. Is 4 positive or negative?
I thought you would mean like in general, like if you
Oh,
had x squared.
oh nah. So 4 is positive, right? Yeah, 4 is positive, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. If you have a positive number for the coefficient of x squared, right? Would it be a maximum or minimum? If A is positive. If A is positive, maximum or minimum? I'll make a note about that over here.
It would be minimum.
Right. 4x by x. Right. So A is equal to 4. Therefore, good job, Caleb. I heard that you answered. I saw that Caleb left. It's weird. Right? Minimum. Yeah. And once you figure out what is the shape of the graph, you just draw a graph with roots and you shade the appropriate region. In this example, we wanted to figure out where it was what, Serena? What, Serena?
Yes, sir. 0.
More than or equal to?
0.
Right. So if I look at the values for x in between minus 2 and a quarter, right? Are those values going to give me a positive value?
Yes, sir.
What if I take a value that's on the outside?
It will be positive.
Say that again?
It will be positive.
Exactly. It would be positive, right? It would be positive. Or would that satisfy my inequality?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So then I would just say that my answer would be x is less than minus 2 because it's in this direction, or more than a quarter. Let me know if you understand that.
Yes, sir.
That was easy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Well, for homework, you had this question to do, right? Real similar to this question. Give that a chance. So, here what we do, right? I'm gonna come up with a question quickly. I've given all you three questions for homework. Just three. So, homework. I know we'll be very excited when we hear homework. I know, I know. Relax, guys, relax. I know we're very excited when we see homework.
Yes, so we are jumping for joy.
Yep. This is literally Shayna right now, wait. This is literally Shayna. Rage bait of that level doesn't work on me. Literally Shayna right now. Honestly, genuinely excited, which is nice. Nice, nice. Now, let me just come up with some examples, right? Uh, I'm gonna start off easy or hard. But I think all of these easy, yeah? Talk to me, Serena. I'm not hearing you.
Hard.
You say hard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Serena. All right. Yeah, so minus x squared plus 2x plus 48 is more than or equal to 0. Caleb, this one is for you, eh? Caleb, I'm looking at you. This one is for you, right?
Yes.
X squared minus 3x. I'm thinking here. I'm thinking. Wait, eh? Now, I'm interested in seeing how Ollie would solve this, eh? I like this. I come up with this question just now, and I like this. You have a real easy way to work that question out, boy. Real easy, right? Shina, were you there when I was doing the 13 hours marathon? Like for the first hour at least, when I was doing algebra? No, 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 it wasn't because like the Zoom was full.
Yes, sir.
Wait, boy.
So a lot of people
A lot of people what?
came out to the live.
Yeah, a lot. I should have kick out somebody so you could have joined. Yeah.
All right, I got back in a little bit before you paid for the for more people to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So Sheena, I'm not sure if you know about um grouping with greatest common factor, right? But I hint, real easy. If you can figure that out, real easy. Um, and then a last one. Let me think. Let me think. Um, mm, right? Yeah, guys. So Sheena, um, the third question looking hard, but I promise it's very simple. Not that hard, right? Matter of fact, you could probably figure out the first answer. Well, guys, anytime you see undefined, just know that you can't divide by zero, right? So since you have a fraction there, figure out or make the denominator zero. And for the second part, just replace f of x with zero, and yeah, it should be fine. But I say enough, right? I said enough. So this is the homework. I will see you guys in the next session. Later, everybody. Have a great night. Bye bye, guys.
Yes.